This is a full guide on how I get hundreds of girls' DMs that I get to choose and meet. In this guide, I will break down the reasons why I'm getting this much female attention, so hopefully we can replicate that. I started uploading my daily workouts to get better at arm wrestling a year ago, and little did I know it was gonna bring me thousands of horny women in my comments, to the point that people think I'm paying for bots and stuff like that. Back then it was my first time truly using Instagram because I hated social medias and didn't want to spend time on them. So I truly had no clue that women were this attracted to hands and other kind of degenerate stuff. Like, you cannot imagine the number of women that told me they had a masked man kink and a bunch of other unholy things. So, to get the same results, you have to play the game just like all those influencers that are making thirst traps. I've seen so many doing the exact same thing of putting on a mask with those extremely tight compression shirts, grey sweatpants, and all tatted up. It's a bit cringe in my opinion, but that's what's working on social media, so cannot blame them. Or if you want to keep a semblance of dignity, you could simply record yourself working out. Creating content is such a cheat code because the whole world can see your stuff and just send you a DM if they find your physique or personality attractive. I've had women telling me they watched all of my videos multiple times and I couldn't believe them until they actually started making super niche references to my channel and also sending me screenshots of all the moments they found hot to do shenanigans with them. Me building this body is probably the main reason why I'm getting this many women thirsting over me, as I don't think I'm particularly attractive, and this has started to piss some black pill cocks in my comments and DMs. They get so mad when we burst a little bubble of "But only PSL God chats can get women, you gymcel." Those guys are a complete lost cause, and let me tell you a personal story. So, I've been dating since I was 11, and my first relationship lasted 7 years, then I left her and started seeing multiple girls left and right. And until recently, I had never felt any love for a woman. That's when this one girl sent me a DM to which I responded. And long story short, she ended up taking a train from a different country to come see me for half a day after 2 weeks of talking that cost her 400 euros. Everything was perfect between us, but she ended up leaving me because she couldn't stand the amount of attention I was getting. So while those black pill manlets insult guys like me for working out, I'm literally being left for receiving too much female attention. It is not me bragging because I liked her, but it is to show you that building a masculine body will get you women, so if you want the training program that will give you the same results, I uploaded it in my community down below. Now, we went over how creating content is the way to get all the attention on you, but there is a particular kind of videos that work 1,000 times better than the regular ones, and those are edits of yourself. Those are by far the videos that have performed the best when it comes to having thirsty women in my comments, which was surprising because I would have never guessed that training with Rise would be interpreted sexually. Find some good clips of you and put one of those kind of sensual music on them, and it should perform pretty well. Recording yourself in everyday life can literally lead to meeting and fucking a woman because she found you hot in a 5-second clip. What I will tell you is absolutely wild, but this very clip of me arm wrestling a friend is the reason why 3 women that I've met so far sent me a DM because they literally liked my face and straight up took action. After the first 2 told me they had messaged me for this clip, I was starting to wonder what's so good about it, and asked the third one while I was in bed with her, and she told me that it was my nose and facial structure that was the only reason they had that trigger that led them to want to meet me. I was baffled when I learned about it, and since then I used this clip once again in a video that performed really well, luckily, so I guess I just have to wait now. Now this video's purpose is not to turn you into a content creator, but when I think of it, having a long and short formats about you is the best way to get all kind of women, because as this clip shows, it is supposed to be more of a long format kind of content that would typically end on YouTube, which is the best platform when it comes to attract more serious women that want long relationships and get to see your everyday life / personality, whereas I found that the Instagram kind of women were mainly interested in having sex, if not only interested in having sex. It really gets crazy when you start having MILFs DMing you. I gotta meet a 28 and 37 years old, so wish me the boys! Those are just some fun, honorable mentions, but I've also had OnlyFans models and other content creators sending me DMs. You gotta see in the long term and not get pissed because you're not receiving any DMs after a few days of posting. I've had women tell me they've been watching me for months before they mustered up the courage to send me a message. So there will most likely be a lot of those just waiting for the perfect occasion to send you a DM or comment your videos, wanting you to interact with them. And I don't know why that is, but women on the internet seem far more degenerate than in real life. Like, as I said at the start of this video, you can't imagine the number of women that had kinks I've rarely heard of while dating. Actually, the vast majority of women that ever sent me DMs were into that CNC stuff. Not gonna put a description of it because it might be a bit too much for YouTube, but I've had a quite active relationship life when I was younger, and the number of women I've met that were into that stuff is close to 0, while it seems to be the norm on social medias. Though certainly not everyone is gonna be capable of achieving this, as you either need to be attractive or have a decent body to begin with. But never listen to those black pill basement dwellers telling you that it's over. Everyone can and should be putting in the work towards building a masculine body, and don't think that only having an audience will get you laid. said, if you don't have anything going on with women in the real world, gaining subs won't help you in any ways, as you would still be a dork but with followers. You have to live a vibrant lifestyle to be an interesting person because women want to have fun and join you to live that said lifestyle. Here is even a quick tip for when you want to invite a woman out. Don't ask her if she wants to go out with you, but instead say, would you want to join me to do X? For example, recently I wanted to see a girl, so I sent her a message that went, I'm going to Starbucks this week, do you want to join me? And she was ecstatic because she got to be part of something I was gonna do anyway. So we ended up going together and I took a disgusting hot matcha latte. You also need to have an abundance mindset. Some of the women you'll meet will come and go and you shouldn't try to hold them back and seem desperate. I've lost many hot chicks because I didn't like a small detail in their behavior that led to me blocking them or never talking to them again. Because I would never act against my values for a woman and neither should you. Some have also left because they didn't like the fact that I was seeing multiple girls at once. And I didn't hold them back nor care because I have that abundance mindset. Stay purpose driven, don't tolerate disrespect or act needy and you should be good. There will always be someone for you if you have the prerequisites I talked about. So no matter how much the black pill say it's over for you, never listen to them. As you saw previously, the feature that those street chicks loved is one that I was always mocked for, even back in high school. They would tell me the exact same thing and also talk about how ridiculous my neck looked, while those are typical masculine traits that feminine women love. Keep in mind that those who say that kind of things are the feminine looks maxer boys that have 3 different beauty routines in a day, trying their best to look as pretty as they can. Those are the complete opposite of masculine men and know nothing other than social medias and acting feminine. Caring this much about your looks has to be the biggest scam of our times. Like, you can't imagine the amount of boys that told me to get a better haircut through all my life while I was getting more women than all of them united, and those women I've had in my life never talked to me about any of that. They don't care. They don't want a feminine man, even when I had severe hormonal acne or messy hair. Now of course you should absolutely do your best to be clean and not look or smell dirty, but anything above that is scope that will only attract masculine women. So if you want help with becoming more masculine and self-improvement, I have a community of brothers down below that you can join.